Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It has officially been 1 year since having my bariatric surgery, and I just wanted to share my journey a little bit more and where I'm at 1 year post-op. I want to talk a bit about the mental and emotional outcomes as well. So the first few months were stressful. Like, I experienced probably more anxiety than I had ever experienced in my life. I think that's for a couple different reasons. I think one, when you have something as major as bariatric surgery disrupt your system, my body just kind of freaked out a little bit. Like, it was a big change in a short amount of time. There was traveling involved. There was just a lot of stress. And so I think adapting to my new body and my new stomach, it was just stressful. And then on top of that, integrating back into normal life was just hard. Going back to work, talking with people, it was really challenging. And in that time, I also just had a lot of spiritual awakenings where I was experiencing things that I had never experienced before. And I think for myself, that was just the process of learning who I was created to be. And so it was really hard learning how to navigate having these major concepts being revealed to me and then still living in my normal life. It was just really hard in the beginning. As I've talked more with people, I've heard similar things as well, that it can just be a really anxiety driven time. And I did a lot of emotional and mental work prior to getting surgery, but it was still really hard after. Like, there was a lot that I uncovered in this first year, just about myself, about relational dynamics with people in my life. It's been a big year in that way. Speaking of relational dynamics, that's been a huge component of this journey. For me, having bariatric surgery was just the catalyst to learning who I was created to be, to being comfortable with myself. And it was really challenging because I was a completely different person in a lot of ways. I was more of myself and who I was created to be, but people around me weren't used to that. And I had operated and been the same way with similar tendencies for a long time. And so not only was it difficult learning who this new person was for myself, but also with people around me, it was difficult also. I think what has been the most painful about that when it comes to relational dynamics is having my surgery, it just kind of enhanced what was already there and just kind of brought out truth in a lot of ways. And so people that I thought were really close and supportive, I figured out that I had a lot of codependency on them that was not healthy. And the way that I've needed to process through that has looked different for different people. But that's been really hard. Like, it's been really hard to just acknowledge the truth in that, and for the first time in my life, not sacrificing who I am in exchange for having emotional attachment or connection with other people. In the past, I would have sacrificed everything to have emotional connection with people. And part of, this year has been breaking down those walls and getting comfortable with being lonely, with being secure enough in myself, with getting validation from myself and from God only. Some of those relationships that I would rely on for validation either had to change or had to end or be done, or like have time and space apart for a while. So that's something I just wasn't expecting. I knew like relationship dynamics would change, and I hear that a lot with like spouses, especially. Like, I think there's a pretty high divorce rate that happens after bariatric surgery, but I guess I just wasn't prepared, or I didn't think through that that could also apply to relationships with friends and family as well. It also, though, like I said, it kind of just enhanced what was already there. So there's certain people that in this season I've gotten super close with that maybe I wasn't super close with before, but that I've really leaned into for support and help. I think it's important to call out that just because in this season I've had to spend time with different people and I've needed space from other people, it doesn't mean that those people that I've needed space from are like bad people. It's just for my journey and where I'm at right now, I've needed to focus in other areas on different things. And so I think that's been an interesting thing that I've just learned. Just because I need space from people, it doesn't mean that I don't love them. It's just the process that I've needed and maybe they've needed too. I can't speak for them, I don't know. So I think that's the biggest takeaway that I've found in relationship dynamics in this year is that it's not like by me getting surgery, a bunch of people around me changed. It's that I've changed and I've gotten closer to who I've always been. But it's just for the first time, I feel like I don't have to hide it anymore. And it's not that I don't have to hide it. It's also that I don't want to hide it anymore. I want to be who I was created to be. And it's kind of funny because I recognize things that I do now are very similar to how I was when I was like 6, 7, 8 years old. I just have a lot more freedom and joy and peace and assurance. And that truly comes from God. I can't give credit to anything or anyone except God. And that's just the language I use for it. God has really showed up for me in this time of learning who I was created to be and giving my life purpose and direction. And I don't know exactly what's all in that purpose and direction, but He's given me the next right step each step of the way. And it's been really cool. The other thing that I've experienced that I was not expecting at all is in relation to just the community that I've found within the bariatric community. I have met the coolest people in this last year that honestly feel like family and like I've known them forever. And going into bariatric surgery, like I just felt very lonely and hopeless, and I didn't even think about that there could be a bunch of people out there that have had shared experiences like me that I could find so much connection with. And so that's been another really cool thing that's blossomed out of this, is just meeting new people across the world and having connection in that way. It's been really, really cool. Recently, I've had a couple people ask me or say things like, you know, I would love to share my story, but I just don't think I can, or it's too scary or whatnot. And going into surgery again, I did not think that this YouTube channel, me talking with you guys, would be an outcome of that. If you would have asked me a year ago if I could do something like this, I would be like, no way. There's lots of other things that I'm good at that I could do, but talking in front of people, crying in front of people, no way. There's no way I could do that. And here I am. And so I just want to use that as an encouragement that I know sometimes it can feel like the dreams that we have are impossible or are like super hard to achieve. And in all honesty, by ourselves, they are. That's what causes a lot of isolation and loneliness. But really just throwing my hands up and going, God, like the way that I've been doing things this far hasn't been working out so great for me and I need your help. The craziest thing happened in that He said, yeah, you just needed to get out of the way so I could help you. And that's exactly what's happened. He's given me so much purpose and direction with my life that I've been saying this a lot lately, but it's like I would have never planned my life to go this way. And I'm so glad it's gone this way. Part of what got me on this journey was to start a family and to have kids. And I still deeply want that. And that's still a really strong desire of mine. But I've just been in the last couple weeks going, you know what though? If I had gotten what I wanted in those moments of having kids right when I wanted to, or getting married right when I wanted to, or whatever, life would look so different now. And not saying it would be bad, and it's still painful. I've had to grieve that a lot, but where I'm at now, I'm just so thankful. And I wouldn't I don't want to say I wouldn't change anything, because I think that there are certain things that could have been done in an easier way. But I guess the overarching message is I'm just so thankful with where I'm at right now. I'm thankful for the life I have, for the people that are in it, and I'm just really thankful. So if you're in a season that feels very hopeless, like you don't have purpose, like you don't have worth, I've been there. Like, I really get it. And I just hope that you know that if I can find it, like, I'm not special in that way. I'm special, but like, God wants to offer that to all of us, no matter who you are. So if I can do it, you can do it. And not just with bariatric surgery, that's kind of just what started this journey, or kind of, I guess, continued this journey for me. But whatever that thing is that's being put on your heart, like, listen to it. I know it's scary. I know that it causes a lot of disruption, and just coming from somebody who has leaned into that, I'm so glad I did. And I'm thankful, and it's been really hard. It's been really painful, and it's been so full of hope and joy and a peace that I've never experienced before. I just feel so rested, and it's just such an amazing feeling. So whatever that is, whether it's meeting new people, maybe looking into bariatric surgery, starting a new career, traveling, learning something new, whatever it is, like, you can do it, and you're worth doing it. All right, well, thank you guys for watching. I hope this was helpful. Make sure you follow my Instagram. I am on there frequently, kind of giving updates and sharing what's going on in my life, so make sure you go there. Also, if you can, please subscribe to my channel if you find my content helpful. One of the things that is a dream of mine that has come out of having bariatric surgery is I love content creation. I love making these videos for you. I love being active on Instagram and TikTok, and I would love to do that full time. And so one of the free ways you can support me is just by subscribing to my channel. You're already watching the ads that YouTube is putting out. I'm just not getting any of the money for it right now. So if you subscribe, that just contributes to my long-term goal of doing content creation full time, so I can do more fun videos for you guys. So if you can, like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you on my next one.